Hello, and welcome to a repeat of session 2 of the Enhanced Science 21 pilot. This is a rebroadcast of the video, so hopefully if you missed our session, you'll be able to take a peek at this video. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen, and here we go. And I wanted to start with thank yous. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for being a part of the pilot. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for completing Unit 1. Many of you, in addition to completing Unit 1, some of you are in 2, some of you have jumped around to sessions 3 and 4, but whatever you've completed, thank you. Just to give you a little tally, we've had over 4,000 student lessons submitted and over 15,000 unique student sessions. So that's great results so far on Unit 1. I thank you for continuing on to Unit 2 and remind you that our next session is going to be January 29th, 2026. So Happy New Year, and I hope you have a great holiday season. And we'll look into Unit 2 results at that point. A number of you completed our Unit 1 survey. If you have not done so yet, please take a few minutes and do. For the most part, the results are very, very encouraging. Overwhelmingly, the results are that using Enhanced Science 21 does save you time. It saves you having to run to the copy machine and stand in line and so forth. It saves you money. And indeed, it also helps prepare students for the upcoming state assessments and science. So those results were really, really good, and we're happy about those. The one that we're kind of most, cautiously optimistic about and hope that we can improve is students using Science 21 at home. And the vast majority of you said, although some say they do use it at home with their students, the vast majority said they do not use it at home. And I think there's some really, really good reasons for using it at home. And some of these include one is we've had some requests to be able to print out student work, and instead of taking that time and that expense, if you just have your students log in to their accounts at home and share their grades, share their work with their parents, I think that's a really, really good way to do a couple things. One, it saves you the printing out of the student materials, but also lets the parents see just how difficult some of this content is, especially the content that the students are going to see on the state assessments. So I think that's a really, really good reason for it. And probably another important reason is with the upcoming breaks we have here, it's a great time to keep your students involved at home because you can assign them some of the practice supplemental assessment questions. And we have, I think, 2 or 3 versions of those, so you can still save one of the versions for your classwork, but assign some of that work to your students. And indeed, if you're a 5th grade teacher, because a significant portion of the state assessment is on grade 3 and grade 4 content, you can assign some of those grade 3 and 4 supplemental assessment questions to your students over the break or periodically as a little bit of homework, because they are going to be on, that content is going to be on the state assessment. I believe last year it was around 40% of the content of the test was on 3rd grade standards, and about 25 to 35% was on 4th grade standards, and the rest on 5th grade standards. So I think it's a really, really good use of at-home time to have your students review using those supplemental assessment questions that are within the Enhanced Science 21. And remember, all that content, if you use the auto-graded choices on those SAQs, all that content is automatically graded for you, and the student results are returned to you. So I think it's not a lot of work on your part, but I think the returns will be really, really great. I'm going to stop the slideshow at that point, and I'm going to pause the video, and we're going to move over in a second to some on-screen Enhanced Science 21 content. So we'll pause for a moment. Well, welcome back. And I wanted to show you a couple of newer features in Enhanced Science 21 and kind of warn you up of an upcoming feature that's soon going to be released to you. And it's a little bit different, but let me first show you one that is that you already have available. So if we look at the content here, this is just one of the lessons, and all you have to do to get it the computer to go from text to speech is highlight whatever passage it is you want read to the student, right click on it, and then where it says speech, say start speaking, and this will be read to your student. Now, this works in the Chrome browser, and it also works in Safari. If you are using Firefox, you're going to have to add on a third-party um, piece of software that's called Read Aloud, and I have not tested that, but from what I've read about, it works fine. But if you're in Chrome or you're in Safari, this is the just highlight whatever it is you want read to your student, and hit right click the mouse, go to speech, and start speaking. And at any point you can say stop speaking, and it'll turn off. So that's one of the features you have right now that you can use with your students. And again, this is a great thing to remind them if they're working on this at home and they have a little bit difficulty with reading, you can encourage them to do it at home, and it should work as long as they have one of those two browsers. The second thing I wanted to show you, and so let me stop sharing this screen, and I'm going to share a different screen. Now, this one is not available yet. So, and it's going to be implemented here very, very shortly. But this is a drawing. This is a drawing question as usual. And in the new version, which is going to be different than the old version. Previously, if we came to a drawing question, you just started drawing. And that kind of created some problems in terms of scaling. The students' drawings, sometimes they got crunched a little bit when they imported them and so forth. So we are solving that issue by when you get to a drawing problem now, or when your student does, they have to open Canvas. So they're going to open the canvas, and then here is the drawing platform, just like it was before. Everything is there. So if they need to point out something, yes, we want that. If they want to highlight something, they can do it. If they want to enter the text, some text here, they can do that, and so forth. Just remember, after they're done entering the text, they have to select somewhere on the screen so that it says I'm done typing. And if they don't do that, then that little piece of text isn't saved. One other thing before I continue with this one here, we some of you have touch screens, and you've asked if you can use a stylus to draw on the touch screen, and it's absolutely yes, you can. However, but what you need to do first is, instead of just taking the stylus and drawing on the screen, because that's not going to embed the drawing within our system, you first have to click on the pencil tool or one of these other tools here, drawing tools in the palette, and then you can draw with the stylus, and it will be embedded in our system. If you don't click on one of these tools here, then that drawing is going to just remain on your screen no matter which screen you go to. So you don't want that. You want to click on one of these drawing tools and then use your stylus to draw. So this is the other big change. So the first change to the drawing screen was that you have to open Canvas. The second change to this is after they're done drawing, they have to close this. And so they're going to close this here, and whoops, it looks like my drawing is gone, but it's not. It's still there. And this is, I don't want your students to, become concerned and say, oh, my drawing's not there. It's saved there. They can either open Canvas if they want to modify it or edit it or whatever, or if they go to the import drawing, they can import it into another screen if it's a revised model or something like that. So this is kind of the big change here. When your students arrive at a drawing question, they have to open the canvas, do their drawing, close the canvas. They have to open it. Then they have to close the canvas. And it looks like their drawing is gone, but it's not. It's still saved there. And they can go on, continue on to the next part. If they want to go back, oh, it's not there. Yes, it is. It's here. Here's the drawing. So that's one of the changes. We're probably going to implement that within the next week or two. So just be aware of that. Couple other things. We want to encourage you to invite other teachers to participate. If you have some other fifth grade teachers who have been hesitant about taking part in this, we'd love to have them. We'd love to have their students involved, and more importantly, we want their feedback and how we can improve Enhanced Science 21. The next thing is, and this is totally on a volunteer basis, if you have any or would like to make short little 30-second to maybe minute or 2-minute videos about how others can improve the lab experience for their students, or the curriculum experience, or the technological experience for the students. If you want to make a little short video, post it to YouTube, and then send that link to us, we could embed that link in the teacher materials section for that lesson. So maybe you have a really good idea of, like, the teacher's guide says to do this, but I've found if I do this instead, it makes the process much easier and better for your students. So something like that is what we're looking for in the videos. So please, please, if you have any of those you'd like to share, again, this is totally voluntary. If you have any you'd like to share, please put a video together, send us the link, and we'll review it, make sure everything's right with it, and then we'll post it to the teacher's guide. I think that's everything. If you have it, if you need any more help, please, please reach out to us here. Either support@stemsims.com is probably the best way. If you need me to hop on with a short little Zoom call with you and share screen and see what issues you're having, please do that. We're here for you. We're very, very interested in making this the best product possible and the best experience for all your students. So I hope that if I don't hear from you, I hope that you have a great holiday, great break, and we'll see you January, I think, 29th for our next meeting. Thank you so much, and see you later.